You've probably seen this video on YouTube before because it's been watched over 104 million times, making Derek, the owner of this channel, over $523,000 in ad revenue from this one video alone. But it's kind of weird because it contradicts most gurus' advice for YouTube videos. There's no crazy editing, no fancy animations, and there's no clickbait thumbnail. So when I saw this video, I had to know, how did this guy do it? This thing dominated YouTube. Everybody saw it. And Derek didn't just get lucky with this one video. He has a bunch of videos with tens of millions of views, while most YouTubers struggle to get their videos seen even once. And now his channel has over 17 million subscribers, gains over 200,000 new subscribers every single month, and earns him anywhere between $90,000 to $200,000 per month in ad revenue alone. So it kind of seems like this guy knows something that we don't. And I had to know what it is. So I got obsessed. I watched that video hundreds of times. I started seeing shade balls everywhere. At some point, I stopped eating, but it was worth it because I figured it out. And in this video, I'm gonna break down the 3 key strategies he used to go viral and how you can use them to grow your own YouTube channel too. And the best part is these aren't just strategies for massive channels. They're steps that anyone can apply to get more views, make better videos, and go viral. And if you've seen this video before of the 96 million balls, then pause this video right now and write why you think it went viral in the comments. And at the end of this video, we're gonna see if you were right. So the first thing this video did is Derek's video hit the relevance threshold. See, most creators think that going viral is all about getting perfect retention, high click-through rates, and having the perfect title and thumbnail. But none of those things matter if you don't hit the relevance threshold. Check this out.
A few weeks ago, I was out at the Creator Summit in New York, and I met Mr. Beast. I showed him some of the footage from this video I was working on about the shade balls in the LA Reservoir. Mr. Beast took one look at it, and he said to me, "That's a banger."
How did Mr. Beast know that this video was going to go viral before he even saw the thumbnail and saw the title of the video? And it didn't really make sense at first. But then I realized something. It's because he wasn't reacting to the title or the thumbnail. He was reacting to something deeper. The one thing that every viral creator obsesses over getting right before they record or edit or make a thumbnail, because it makes all the difference between your video going viral or being a flop. Hitting the relevance threshold. To go viral, your video needs to be about a topic that's interesting and relevant to a lot of people. But no one really talks about how to find those ideas that can go viral in the first place. Everyone's obsessed with hooks and retention editing and thumbnails. But the idea is actually the most important thing because it's what everything else comes from. And at first I thought maybe no one really talks about this because it's too much of a creative process, so you can't really define it. Because who'd have thought a video like Skibbity Toilet would have went viral? But I knew there had to be some type of process for coming up with viral ideas, or at least coming up with ideas that have the highest potential to go viral. And then I heard Derek say this.
If I'm going to work for days and weeks and months on a video, I would like that video to get, say, 10 million views instead of 500,000. So a lot of that comes down to, is this topic clickable?
Is this topic clickable? Well, what even makes a topic clickable? How do you even find a clickable topic in the first place? I thought about this and I realized something kind of obvious. There's not just one process for this, but there is a way to think about if your idea is good enough. For example, your idea should be understandable to any random person without any context, or at least to a market that has over 50 million people in it. Derek's video is about a bunch of black balls on water. There's really no background knowledge needed for that. Everyone sort of understands it. Also, your idea should be able to stimulate someone's senses, their intellect, or their emotions. If not, it's not going to work. And your idea can't be too narrow of an idea, otherwise no one's really going to care about it, and so no one will click and it won't trigger the algorithm. I realized that the best ideas are able to be explained in one sentence, like why are there 96 million black balls on this reservoir? Now, having a viral idea is just the first piece of the puzzle, because even if you have a viral idea, if no one sees it in the first place, it doesn't really matter. And that's where step 2 comes in. The second thing that Derek's video does to go viral. It uses universal framing. See, every single day, tens of thousands of videos are uploaded to YouTube, but you're never going to see 99% of them because of the algorithm. So how did this video get the algorithm to recommend it to hundreds of millions of people instead of being buried like the rest? It's because Derek used universal framing.
And I told him that I was thinking about calling it something like throwing shade balls. And he was like, no. He suggested, why are there 96 million black balls on this lake?
This was the title that Mr. Beast suggested to Derek, and he suggested it because it frames the whole idea in the whole video in a way that appeals to the broadest audience possible. He makes it universal, and this is good because of the way the algorithm works. The algorithm does its best to put your video in front of the most ideal audience. Then, depending on if that person clicks or not, it either keeps putting your videos out there or it doesn't. So we want people to click our videos, right? Well, yes and no.
Mr. Beast showed me this graph showing that as you approach, 10%, 20%, 30% click-through rate, then the number of views and the number of impressions that video will get just skyrocket.
See, having a healthy click-through rate is only a small part of the equation. Because if a lot of people click on your video, but no one watches it, then YouTube is going to think it's clickbait, and so it's going to die off in the algorithm. So you also need a good retention rate, which is the third thing that this video does perfectly. Step 3. It uses an engagement bridge for maximum retention. When someone watches your video, they're watching it with the expectation that you set in the title and the thumbnail of your video, aka your packaging. And the best videos have a congruent bridge that plugs the gap between the packaging and the video's content. When you see this thumbnail, you're curious. You have a question. What are these balls doing in that lake? There's some type of mystery, and it's a visual spectacle. That's a lot of balls. And the intro is an engagement bridge that intensifies that emotion of curiosity.
These are shade balls. They're being dumped into this water reservoir in Los Angeles.
Notice that Derek did not answer the question. Instead, he starts off with a visual hook that continues the emotion that the thumbnail gave you. And then he intensifies that energy even more.
And contrary to what you may have heard, their main purpose is not to reduce evaporation. So what are they really for?
Derek still hasn't answered any questions, and he takes the common thought about why people think these balls exist, and he flips it right on its head, making you ask even more questions. And that's what an engagement bridge is. It takes the energy and the emotion and the concept from the title and the thumbnail, and it continues it, it amplifies it, and it adds context. And Derek does this masterfully. Now, there's more than one way to properly execute an engagement bridge, but the main way is to ask yourself, what is the core emotion that you're alluding to in your title and your thumbnail? And then the introduction for your video should amplify that. For example, Derek's emotion is curiosity. He chose to add visual context with his intro. He doesn't start with words, he starts with a visual spectacle. Now, some people's thumbnails are about dramatically exposing scams, or telling a story or a funny comedy routine, or teaching you something. Whatever your title and your thumbnail allude to, though, your intro should intensify that. And the crazy part is, it takes Derek 30 seconds to do this. He slowly reveals more data and more information and never gives you any answers. So, he's getting incredible retention while the curiosity is building. Then, after the bridge, with these two scenes right here, he starts establishing the scene and the location while expanding on the premise of the video. And Derek just keeps letting curiosity build. He continues to amplify the mystery, and then he slowly lets the story unfold.
Looking at this, I had so many questions. Like, why are they black? Are they safe to have in drinking water? How much do they cost? Do they actually reduce evaporation?
And he only gets to the first answer or the first payoff about 6 minutes into the video. That's about halfway through his video. And a lot of other people have that similar timing with their big reveal. So what can we learn from this for our videos? Well, first off, use the beginning of your video to amplify the emotion that you created in the thumbnail. If you can, try to do this visually. Then add some twists and turns. Maybe add in a new character or person or some extra piece of drama. And then continue to allude to something bigger. like your big reveal. Now, this is just one of the 3 types of videos inside what I call the viral triad. So with this framework, there's 3 types of viral videos. The first type of video is a sensory video. These are videos like Skibbity Toilet and Mr. Beast. They're highly stimulating to your senses, release a lot of dopamines, have flashy colors and jump cuts, and you passively watch these types of videos. The second type of video is an emotional video. These are videos like stories and movies that make you feel something and stimulate your emotions. And the third type of video is an intellectual video. These types of videos provoke thought, insights, and philosophies, or even teach you something. They stimulate your intellect. And the best videos mix these in different ways and percentages, but these are the 3 main types of videos. And there's a bunch of different ways that you can execute on them. But Derek's video was an intellectually stimulating video, and it uses what I call the intellect framework. So there was a lot of questions, stories, and answers, and that is what made it work. Now, if you found this video breakdown interesting and want to see me break down every type of viral video, then hit subscribe because I'll be breaking down more viral videos just like this.